Beloved soul, the message reaching you today isn't a soft suggestion or a gentle breeze. It's a mighty summons, a plea echoing with the power and urgency of Archangel Michael himself. Feel the air vibrate, the energy enliven around you, for he is here, by your side, his voice resonating deep within your spirit. Hear me, before it's too late. This isn't a call of fear, but an expression of profound love, a request to awaken to something crucial you've postponed. Michael indicates you carry an overwhelming burden, an unseen but extremely oppressive load accumulated over time. This includes worries for your children, even if they're adults finding their own way, concern for your grandchildren's well-being, emotional scars from past hurtful words, remorse for choices that now seem like grave errors, and constant apprehension about the future, health, and finances. Each of these anxieties intertwines, forming a dark veil that smothers your innate radiance and saps your vitality. You've become so accustomed to bearing this weight that you may no longer recognize how destructive it is. It's like wearing lead armor under the midday sun. Initially, you feel it, but as time passes, your body adapts to the discomfort, and the weight becomes part of who you are. But Michael is here to say this isn't who you are. You are not the sum of your sorrows. The urgency in his voice stems from his perception of time passing, of the precious chance each new dawn brings. He can no longer bear to see you squander your vital energy feeding ghosts of the past and anxieties about a future yet to come. He wants you to grasp that the protection you believe you offer others through constant worry is, in truth, a prison cell for yourself. Your mind has become an endless battleground, where the same thoughts wage the same conflicts, day after day, night after night. You lay your head on the pillow, and instead of finding deserved rest, your mind begins replaying countless problems, creating catastrophic scenarios, trying to solve issues beyond your control. This vicious cycle not only exhausts you, but also projects a vibration of scarcity and fear into the universe, blocking the spiritual assistance that seeks to reach you. Archangel Michael, with his fiery blue sword, now stands before you, not to threaten, but to offer liberation. His urgency mirrors a doctor who has discovered a cure for a long-standing illness and tells the patient, "We have the solution. There's no need to suffer waiting." The remedy he offers is the courage to release, to let go of the need to control everything and everyone, to release guilt for past mistakes already paid for with countless tears and sleepless nights, to release resentment for hurts that only poison your being. He speaks loudly because your soul yearns for relief. This call marks a point of transformation. The universe grants you clear, undeniable permission to prioritize yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of vital necessity. How can you be a beacon of light for your family if your own flame is dimming? How can you offer clean water to someone thirsty if your own well runs dry? The message is an ultimatum of love. Choose yourself, choose peace, choose freedom, and do it now. What's about to be shown can transform your perception of these burdens. Before continuing, state this sacred mantra in the comments. I choose to live in abundance, joy, and peace. Michael wants you to know that the power to break these chains is within your grasp, and he is here to provide the strength and tools to do so. The urgency you feel is your spirit aligning with his summons. It's a sign that you are ready. Postpone your happiness, your calm, your lightness no longer. The moment for your freedom isn't tomorrow or next week. It is right now. The gates of your confinement are wide open. He simply asks that you decide to soar. This call is not an alarm of danger, but the sound of a trumpet announcing your glorious victory over what has diminished you. Archangel Michael further clarifies the precise nature of these burdens, explaining why the call to release them is so urgent. These aren't vague concerns, beloved soul, but profoundly real energetic attachments anchored in your energetic field. Imagine each unresolved worry, unforgiven bitterness, and nurtured fear transformed into a dark, cold slab placed in a backpack. Initially, there were just a few, almost imperceptible. A harsh word from a relative, a youthful heartbreak, a financial hardship that scarred your spirit. Over time, more slabs were added. Anxiety about your parents' health, insecurity in raising children, the terror of not being a good spouse, mother, or professional. Then came the burdens of aging, the fear of loneliness, the distress over the world's direction. Today, this backpack is full, weighing down your back, curving your spiritual posture, and making every step of your progress slower and more arduous. You move through life with immense effort, feeling an exhaustion that lacks medical explanation, a melancholy that comes in waves for no apparent reason. Michael explains that the source of this depletion is that backpack. He wants you to understand that you weren't born to be burdened with stones. You were born to dance, create, love, and be a conduit of light and wisdom. His urgency stems from the fact that the weight of this backpack is starting to cause deep fissures in your energetic structure. These fissures are portals of vulnerability through which your vital energy escapes, allowing low vibration energies to enter, appearing as apathy, profound sadness, or even physical ailments. You must know that many of these stones aren't even yours. With your generous and expansive heart, you've taken on the pains and concerns of your loved ones. You suffer for a child's pain, fret over a grandchild's uncertainty, and carry a friend's bitterness. You became a guardian of others' sorrows, believing you were helping. But Michael shows a striking truth. By carrying another person's weight, you don't alleviate it. You simply hinder them from learning their own lessons and forging their own strength. Worse, you overload yourself to the point of having no strength left for yourself. There's something very important to grasp about the mechanism of worry. When you worry intensely about someone, you send them tendrils of dense energy, fear, and anxiety. Instead of sending light, trust, and support, you envelop them in a web of your own dark projections. Michael's summons is for you to stop. Stop feeding your loved ones fear, disguised as care. The greatest proof of love you can offer is to attend to your own vibration, maintaining a state of peace and confidence. And from there, send them your light, your prayers, your certainty that they are protected and capable. This is true help. Before we continue this message, call upon the sacred code 111 in the comments to mark the opening of new beginnings and alignment with your spirit's wonderful truth. If you feel this message touches a sacred aspect of your soul and wish to support our channel to continue bringing words of light like this, consider honoring our work through the Valo de May button. Every contribution is a seed of light that helps us expand this current of good. Your generosity is infinitely blessed and returns to you multiplied. Michael asks you to take an honest inventory of this backpack. Open it in your mind and look at each stone. Pick one up at a time and ask yourself, is this pain truly mine? Does this fear still serve a purpose? Does this weight make me a better person, or simply more exhausted? You will discover that most of these stones can and should be left behind. He isn't asking you to become indifferent or cold. Instead, he asks you to love in a higher, more effective way, by loving yourself enough to be free, and by loving others enough to trust their processes and the protection that also surrounds them. Beloved soul, Archangel Michael now illuminates a critical aspect of your life, a truth potentially challenging to face, but key to your liberation, the tyranny of the illusion of control. Why do you cling so tightly to these worries, to this backpack of stones? Because on a deep level, you believe worrying is a way to act, to determine outcomes, to protect those you love. You believe if you stop worrying for a second, something terrible will occur, and you'll be responsible. This is one of the most subtle and destructive traps holding humanity captive. Michael is here with his sword of truth to sever this illusion at its root. He wants you to confront reality. Your worrying changes no one's fate. It doesn't prevent challenges, pay a child's bills, cure an illness, or mend a broken relationship. All your worry effectively does is destroy your peace, erode your health, and cloud your joy in living. It's like trying to hold back a wild river with your bare hands. You can try, you can expend all your energy, but the river will continue its course, and you'll simply be exhausted and soaked. The universe has its own sacred movements, and each soul has its own learning path. Trying to control another's path, even with the noblest intentions, is disrespectful interference with that soul's plan and the higher wisdom that governs everything. Michael's call is for surrender, not surrender of defeat, but surrender of wisdom. It's the act of recognizing a greater power, a benevolent intelligence orchestrating life in ways your logical mind cannot comprehend. Surrendering means letting go of the reins and trusting. It means declaring, I did my best. I loved as much as I could, and now I release the outcome into the hands of a higher wisdom. I trust that the best will come about for all involved, even if it's not how I imagined. Have you ever noticed that certain synchronicities in your life aren't mere coincidences? This indicates the universe is the guide. Your role isn't to pilot everyone's ship, but to tend to your own cabin, keeping it clean, bright, and peaceful. This message reached you at the opportune moment, but you must act quickly, before the habit of worry becomes even more ingrained. What Michael proposes is a sacred exchange. You hand over your worries, your fears, your need for control to him. Visualize yourself handing this heavy backpack directly into his strong and capable hands. Feel the immediate relief in your shoulders, your back, your soul. In exchange, he offers his peace, his confidence, and his protection. He becomes the guardian of your concerns, allowing you to rest at last. He's not asking you to stop loving or caring. He's asking you to transform your care. Instead of worrying, pray. Instead of feeling anxious, send light. Instead of trying to control, trust. Prayer, light, and trust are active and powerful forces that genuinely create positive change. Worry is a passive and corrosive energy that only destroys. If you haven't joined our awareness yet, subscribe now. This helps us continue to create meaningful content for you. Enhancing this current of light. Going on with the message. Consider how much mental and emotional energy you've spent in recent years, replaying the same unresolved problems. Imagine what you could create with all that energy if it were redirected. You could learn something new, start a hobby, deepen your spirituality, or simply sit quietly and enjoy the beauty of a sunset, without your mind being preoccupied with a million what-ifs. The life Michael desires for you is a life of presence, where you are whole in every moment, savoring the present, which is the only true gift you possess. His call is to awaken you from this trance of fear and control. It is to remind you that your true strength doesn't lie in carrying the world on your shoulders, but in trusting that the world is carried by hands far greater and wiser than your own. Let go, beloved soul. Just let go. Feel the power of this point. Your lucky number for today is 7. State in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 7, and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I care about and love deeply. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a valot de maille and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. We now arrive, beloved soul, at the core of Archangel Michael's message, the most powerful and transformative action he asks you to undertake. Having recognized the burdens and understood the tyranny of control, it's time to use the tool he offers, his sacred blue flame blade. This sword is not a weapon of aggression, but a means of heavenly release. Its sole purpose is to sever negative energetic cords, attachments that keep you captive to people, situations, and especially older versions of yourself that no longer serve you. The act of cutting these cords is summed up in one powerful, often misunderstood word: forgiveness. Michael's call is an appeal to forgive deeply, radically, and unconditionally. He shows me that among the stones in your backpack, the heaviest and sharpest are those of unforgiveness, bitterness toward the family member who betrayed or humiliated you, hatred for a former partner who hurt you, anger at a friend who disappointed you. You hold these stories within, reliving the pain with every memory, like drinking poison daily and expecting someone else to die. Michael states with absolute clarity, the poison only kills you. Sustaining bitterness means maintaining an energetic link with the person or situation that hurt you. This link acts as a drain, constantly siphoning your vital energy to fuel a memory of pain. Literally, you are feeding your past with your present energy. That's why you feel so exhausted. That's why joy seems so distant. You don't have enough energy for the present because much of it is diverted to keep yesterday's wounds alive. Michael's sword is in your hand. To forgive doesn't mean condoning what happened. It doesn't mean forgetting the pain or reconciling with the one who hurt you. Forgiveness is an act of sovereign self-preservation. It's the conscious decision to cut that energetic bond, to stop giving your life force to what harmed you. It's declaring, I acknowledge the pain you caused me. It was real and deep, but I will no longer carry you and that pain within me. I will no longer allow your mistake to define my peace. I cut the bond now. I set you free, and by setting you free, I set myself free. Imagine holding this blue fiery sword. Feel its warmth, its power. Now, bring to mind the first person who needs your forgiveness. See the bond connecting you, a dark and dense cord pulsating with pain. With a steady and decisive motion, lift the sword and sever that connection. Watch the two ends dissolve into light, releasing both of you. Breathe deeply and feel the immediate lightness. But there's more. Something even deeper occurs. The most challenging forgiveness, and the most essential, is self-forgiveness. Michael shows me the amount of guilt you carry. Guilt for words spoken in anger. Guilt for decisions made that you now regret. Guilt for not being the perfect mother, wife, or daughter. Guilt for trusting someone unworthy. Guilt for not loving or respecting yourself more. This guilt is the thickest chain of all, the one binding you to your own past. Michael's call is to stop this self-torture. You did the best you could with the awareness you had at that moment. Period. If you had known more, you would have done better. Life is a learning experience, not a test of perfection. Now, turn the sword of light upon yourself. Look at the woman you were, with all her mistakes and successes, and tell her, I forgive you. I forgive you for not knowing what you know today. I forgive you for hurting yourself and for hurting others in your quest for love and acceptance. I honor your path and release you from my condemnation. Perform this ritual of liberation now. Write a list in the comments of people, including yourself, you wish to forgive. Visualize each of them, send them love, and say, I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice daily to enhance your inner peace and release anxiety. This is the turning point. This is the great cutting. By forgiving others and yourself, you reclaim your energy. You close the fissures in your aura. You empty the backpack of stones once and for all. This is the act of courage Archangel Michael asks you to perform. Not tomorrow, now. Once you've used the sword of forgiveness to sever ties with the past and empty your backpack of stones, a new space opens within you. Beloved soul, this is a critical moment. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you don't consciously fill this newly liberated space with high vibration energies, old worries and mental habits will try to return and reclaim their former place. Archangel Michael, therefore, not only helps you release the old, but also invites you to build the new. His message now centers on how to nourish and fill this sacred space, reclaiming your energy and identity beyond the roles of mother, spouse, or grandmother. He speaks loudly to your spirit to recall the woman you were before the burdens. Who was she? What made her smile? What were her dreams, talents, passions? Perhaps she loved to paint, but her brushes were set aside to care for the family. Perhaps she loved to dance, but the music was silenced by daily responsibilities. Perhaps she had a spiritual curiosity about a specific subject, but never found time to study. Michael calls you to self-discovery. He wants you to understand that self-care, nurturing your own soul, isn't a luxury. It's a spiritual necessity. It's the fertilizer that will keep your inner garden blooming and prevent the weeds of worry from regrowing. This filling process begins with small acts of self-love. It starts with giving yourself permission. Permission to rest without guilt. Permission to say no to draining requests. Permission to spend time and money on yourself, whether it's a haircut, a book, a walk in nature, or a class you've always wanted to take. Every yes you say to yourself is a brick of light you place in building your new inner sanctuary. Michael highlights the importance of reuniting your physical body with this new energy. The body retains memories of all the stress and weight you carried. It's essential to release them. Walk barefoot on grass or sand, allowing Earth's energy to cleanse and revitalize you. Perform gentle stretches, breathing deeply with each movement, feeling muscles relax. Take longer baths, perhaps with salts and herbs, visualizing the water washing away every trace of negativity. Eat foods that nourish you, that are vibrant and full of color, treating the act of eating as a self-care ritual. His call is to re-inhabit your body with joy and gratitude, rather than viewing it merely as a source of aches and concerns. Additionally, it's vital to nourish your mind and spirit. What do you consume mentally? Have you spent hours watching news that only spreads fear and discord? Michael's call is to go on an information diet. Consciously choose uplifting content. Music that calms your heart, movies that make you laugh, readings that expand your consciousness, conversations with people who make you feel good. Surround yourself with beauty. It could be a single flower in a vase, a lit candle, an image that brings you serenity. Beauty is food for the soul and one of the highest vibrations existing. It attunes your energetic field to the frequency of love and harmony. Most importantly, beloved soul, rediscover joy in small things. Joy isn't a grand event that happens occasionally. It's a state of being that can be cultivated daily. The joy of savoring a warm cup of tea in the morning, the joy of hearing a bird's song, the joy of receiving a smile from a stranger, the joy of a genuine conversation with a friend. Michael invites you to become a joy seeker, to train your eyes and heart to find these small treasures of light scattered throughout your day. By filling your inner space with these acts of love, care, beauty, and joy, you strengthen yourself from the inside out. You create a foundation so stable and bright that old shadows find no crevice to enter. This is the work of reconstruction. It's the most enjoyable part of the process. It's the moment to rediscover yourself and fall in love again with life, and most importantly, with yourself. As you grow lighter, freer, and more protected, a new dimension of your purpose begins to unfold. Beloved soul, Archangel Michael's call now transforms into an invitation to grasp the profound impact of your transformation. He wants you to see that this entire healing process wasn't solely for you. Your personal liberation is the seed of a new legacy you bestow upon your family, a bequest of pure light. For many years, perhaps unknowingly, you taught your children and grandchildren through your example. They saw you worry, sacrifice, and prioritize everyone else's needs before your own. They learned by observation that to love is to agonize, that to care is to suffer alongside, that to be a woman and mother is to carry a constant weight. This was the legacy of worry, passed down through generations with the best intentions. But now, by choosing a new course, you are breaking this pattern. You are rewriting your family's guide to what it means to love and live. By allowing yourself to rest, you teach them the value of self-care. By forgiving and releasing bitterness, you demonstrate the power of emotional freedom. By cultivating your own joys, you show that life doesn't have to be just a series of duties and obligations. By maintaining your peace amidst chaos, you become living proof that tranquility is strength. This is your new legacy. You no longer need to offer advice or try to control their lives. Your mere presence, radiating calm, trust, and a serene joy, will be the most potent lesson of all. They will sense the shift in you. They will see a new light in your eyes, a new lightness in your smile, and this will awaken a curiosity, a possibility within them. If she can live this way, perhaps I can too. You will become a beacon. In moments of family crisis, instead of being another person in panic, you will be the calm center of the storm. People will naturally gravitate towards you, not to solve their problems, but to warm themselves by the fire of your peace and find clarity for their own issues. Your home can become a sanctuary, a place where people enter feeling heavy and exit feeling lighter, simply by being in your harmonious, energetic field. Michael's call is for you to accept this new role, the priestess of peace, the guardian of your lineage's light. Your work is no longer to do, but to be. Be the peace. Be the love. Be the trust. Your elevated vibration will act as a tuning fork, helping to attune the energy of everyone around you. This doesn't mean they won't have their own challenges. They will, but your example will give them a new tool to face them. You will gift them not fish, but the art of fishing. You will teach them to find strength within themselves, just as you found yours. Consider the impact of this on future generations. Your grandchildren will grow up with the image of a grandmother who is wise, yes, but also joyful, vibrant, and independent. They will learn that aging isn't synonymous with being worn down by worries, but can be a blossoming of wisdom and freedom. You will be breaking family curses of anxiety, depression, and fear, simply because you had the courage to heal yourself. This is the global service you perform from your home. Do not underestimate the power of your personal transformation. Every time you choose peace over worry, every time you choose forgiveness over bitterness, you send a wave of healing through time and space, blessing your ancestors and descendants. Michael's call is a celebration of this wonderful purpose that now becomes clear to you. Embrace it. Live it. become it. We now reach the point of integration, beloved soul, where all parts of Archangel Michael's message unite to form a magnificent mosaic of your new existence. His call now is an affirmation, a seal of power upon your heart. He has guided you away from the precipice of exhaustion and anxiety, bringing you to a state of peace and clarity. Now, the task is to learn to live on this new ground, to make this new vibration your natural state of being. Integration is not a one-time act, but a daily practice of alignment. There will be days when old habits try to knock on your door. Your mind, accustomed to decades of worry, might try to present a new problem for you to ruminate on. News, a conversation, a memory can act as triggers. The crucial difference now is that you are aware. You possess the tools. When a worrying thought arises, you will no longer blindly follow it into the labyrinth of anxiety. You will observe it, acknowledge it, and state, with the authority Michael has granted you, "I see you, old pattern, but I no longer give you my energy. I choose peace." And then, you will activate your shield, take your sword to sever the link with that thought, and focus on something that brings you joy. Michael's promise isn't a life without challenges. Challenges are part of the human experience, and are catalysts for growth. The promise is that you will no longer face these challenges from a place of fear and contraction. You will face them from the center of your power, from your connection to Source, with a serenity that will grant you the wisdom to navigate any storm. You will become the embodiment of calm and strength. Living from this new point means trusting your intuition more than ever. Your intuition is your soul's voice, the celestial GPS guiding you on your path. With the mental noise of worries silenced, you will begin to hear it with crystal clarity. It will tell you when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to be silent. Trusting it is the act of surrender, proof that you have truly released the rational mind's need for control. Archangel Michael will remain by your side as your guardian and guide. Call upon him whenever you feel yourself faltering. His energy is instantaneous. Just the thought, "Archangel Michael, help me," is enough to flood your being with courage, strength, and clarity. He will help you recall who you are now, a free, dynamic, radiant, and peaceful woman. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Every time you choose peace, celebrate. Every time you forgive yourself, celebrate. Every time you manage to laugh at a worry that once paralyzed you, celebrate. This celebration reinforces the new energy and tells the universe, "Yes, I want more of this." Your life, beloved soul, becomes a masterpiece created by you and heaven. The colors are more vibrant, the music more harmonious, and the story it tells is one of triumph, redemption, and unconditional love. Archangel Michael's call is fulfilled. He called you before it was too late, and you listened. You responded. You had the courage to look at your shadows, release your burdens, and embrace your light. Now walk in this freedom. Breathe this peace. Radiate this love. This is your true state. This is who you have always been, beneath all the layers of fear. Welcome back to yourself. If Michael's call resonated with your soul and situation, state in the comments, "I now walk in peace and sovereign freedom." Share your insights in the comments. If this video touched you, like and subscribe to the channel for more transformative messages. Thank you for your presence, and we'll see you on the next flight of light.